Hey guys, now most people have a mouse pad for their desk, and you know what, sometimes you can slip straight off and maybe you want to use the mouse somewhere else on your desk. So what if we got rid of that and we had something like a desk pad? Now look at all the space I've got and I can just continue doing my work. So I need to make one of these for a customer. Follow me along and I'll show you exactly how I make this. Okay, so we're going to first start off with our actual size of the document, which is 1.2 by 700, and that's going to be the exact size that he needs for his desk. Then I'm going to be moving in these rulers just so that it helps me line up where I was hoping to have the artwork. Now this is going to take a few renditions. We're going to try a whole bunch of different images to see what we like and what we don't like. And then from there I'm going to cut out a few pieces and move it over and try and blend all these images into one. The first set of images that I went through wasn't exactly what I was looking for, so we changed them up completely and then we ended up with something that could mesh quite nicely. Now keep in mind, when you're going to be doing designs such like this, you want to make sure that you've got a good color range and it's all going to match each other, or separate it so that one level is going to be a certain amount of colors or brightness, and then whatever you're meshing together will be similar. So as you could see, the first design I did wasn't so nice, but moving forward we found better images and I emphasized on the first image much better than I did the first time. And we can see by taking away the planet, we put in a different planet with a whole bunch of ships and a star, and that will be for the main image on top. I want to maybe add in a guy that's going to be overlooking this whole thing from a piece in the corner, so it almost looks like he's watching all of these ships come in and out and the little fight that's happening in the center of our page. And our theme that I tried to stick to was Star Wars and Star Citizen, and that is my customer's favorite two things, so that's what we're going to be going with. And I think in the end here it came out really well, purely because this is going to be sublimation. The colors need to be as bright as possible so that when the ink bursts off that paper, it really is a true reflection of the print. Once we finish with our design, we're going to save it as a JPEG, the biggest size possible, because I want that color to remain inside that image and I don't want it to dull down. We also designed this in RGB so that our colors popped a hell of a lot more than in CMYK. So keep that in mind, that CMYK will dull down your colors with sublimation, and working in RGB is the best. And when you export this JPEG, make sure you export it as sRGB Adobe and nothing else. Now that we've saved our design and we've exported it, we can go straight to our printer, and we're going to be doing this with our sublimation printer on a sublimated coated paper that works specifically with the ink that we're using today. Once that's done, we can head over to our heat press and then heat press it. Once we're here at our printer and we've loaded in our 120 GSM coated paper, when you're printing a sublimation, keep in mind that you have to reverse your print, because when you take it to paper and material and heat press it, it's obviously going to change the direction of the print. So keep in mind to always reverse your prints. If you are wanting it to be that specific way, then leave it as it is. Once it's printed, you can leave it for about 5 minutes before heat pressing, but we're going to head on over to our roll-to-roll heat press. Our temperature is going to be 220 degrees and our pressure needs to be a lot less than what you would do for a t-shirt. Why? Purely because we're going to be heat pressing on 4mm mouse pad that comes rolled up on a roll. Now if your pressure is too much, when it actually starts heating up and the ink is going to transfer from paper to material, sometimes if there's a bit of humidity and the pressure is too hard, the actual humidity cannot escape and then color bursts and it leaves you a line without color, dull in color, or you just have a pure white mixed color line that you can see clearly isn't part of your print. So just make sure when you're doing these types of heat pressing, bring down your pressure so that it can allow it to print correctly without any color explosions. Now the best way to cut up your mouse pad is not to cut it on top where your ink is lying. You want to turn it over and cut it upside down. That will prevent any of the material from actually tearing, and it's not going to look so nice. Eventually it's going to fray, and you don't want that. The best way to cut it, in my opinion, is to cut it via a CO2 laser, because then it kind of searing that edge so that it doesn't actually tear or fray. However, mine wasn't big enough for this type of job, so we'd had to cut it by hand. Now, the last thing that I would preferably like to do is overlock the edge and make sure that your thread count is very close to each other, so that when you are moving your hand up and down with your arm and the mouse, you aren't going to fray this edge so quickly and it will not peel back. So the best way to do it is overlock your edges, and it will last so much longer. Well guys, have a look at this. It came out superb, and I think my customer is definitely going to be able to traverse his whole desk without it falling off and doing exactly what he needs to do. And thank you for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and this is how I made a desk pad.
"2023 marks the 10th anniversary of AM.CO.za in the South African market. And through that time, we have experienced considerable growth and expansion with the support of our valued customers. To mark our 10th anniversary, we have bought a warehouse at Sunny Rock in East Rand, and we will commence with renovation and construction in 2023. The facility will comprise a massive 2,000 square meter warehouse, 300 square meters of demonstration space, 150 square meters of sales space, and 400 square meters of spare parts storage on the top floor. 550 square meters of showroom space on the middle floor. 400 square meters for Machine.Africa for machine repairs with its own dedicated entrance. And a 250 square meter tea garden and coffee shop for your convenience. Our group now comprises 4 businesses. AM.CO.za is our main business and supplies the machines, spare parts and consumables. Machine.Africa does the installations for our clients and handles on-site and factory repairs. Ambitious Academy ensures that our clients achieve the very best levels of productivity by providing training and certification. And our automated AI-driven online store, Buy This, brings all products online and distributes countrywide. We invite you to be part of this exciting journey as we establish our new headquarters. Watch as the process unfolds and be part of the adventure to meet all of your machinery and productivity needs with this magnificent new facility. AM.CO.za. Achievement matters.